Herzlich willkommen bei Urubu Jiu Jitsu. Wir haben Mittwoch bei uns ein sehr besonderer Gast aus Belgien, einer der Top-Leute aus Europa, Maarten Bauwens, Heavyweight, bald bei den ADCC Trials zu sehen. Heute Seminar mit ihm zum Thema No-Guard Passing. Die Leute sind schon da, die Leute freuen sich. Ich rede nicht mehr lange, ich übergebe. Es ist mir eine Ehre, dich hier zu haben, Bruder. Dankeschön.
Dankeschön. So I'm Maarten Bauwens from Lionheart Academy from Belgium. I'm happy to be here at Julius's Academy, Urubu, famous for being Germany's B team. So really happy to be here. And I'm going to show my passing, which I'm doing for a long time, the Pohada style passing, which is loose and fast, and bring the chaos. Oes.
Bring the chaos.
So I'm going to show you like my favorite pass if a guy is not actively working from the guard, and then I'm going to do more into the sit-up when he's like really seated and he wants to do a wrestle up or he wants to enter for leg locks, and this is how I like to approach that guard. So one of the things I like to do is when he just lays back, we can use it also as like a warm-up. I call it the shovel pass, where when he's here, I like to check one hip with one hand here and one knee here. I try to go to the side as far as possible. My goal is to pass. So if he doesn't block me, I just walk here and I drop down to north-south, right? But he's not gonna let me. Enrico is a smart guy, he's good. So Enrico's gonna put the frame on me, like this, yeah. He's gonna put the frame. So what I like to do is I'm gonna shove this leg as far as I can, and I'm gonna explain later how and why, to pass. So I'm gonna move my weight all on this hand. If I shove the leg away, I'm gonna fall chest to chest like this, boom. Everyone knows the exercise when they put the legs up and I push them down for the abs, right? If I throw them really hard, it's really difficult for him to come back fast. If I do it soft, he can do it fast. So that's why I really want to do this. You see, he turns away from me. It's really hard to put a guard on me if his hips are on the other way. Here he can put a guard on me because the hips are towards myself. So that's why I'm here. I jump as far as I can to the side. Here, I try to shove the leg as far as possible. It's not this, because here you can just recover again. I really want to go so far away that I'm falling forward, like I break my own balance. And there's two things that can happen. Either I'm fast enough and I get a crossface like this, or I'm too late, or he blocks, and then I get more a back attack where he can turn away and I follow like this. So I'm here. I go like this, I keep pushing, he frames, I do this. Boom. Other side, I'm here. Boom. So it's an easy, fast pass, but if you do it really good and you time it, it's really hard to stop. The most important thing is that you really push the leg. So don't be lazy. Some people, if they do it as a warm-up, they're just like, I push the leg. But if you practice like this, you're never gonna do it like this in the competition. And you have to practice how you would fight for a real competition. So let's do 2 left, 2 right, and then switch with the partner. This is hard, he pushes on my face, stuff like that. Okay, what I like to do, I don't like to put grips, just pressure. What I like to do here, when I have both shoulders, I pull them to the side and I get 1, 2. I don't put them on top of each other, because then if I go here, look, there's all the space under my arm. Exactly, you can go for the under. So I grab like here, I come 1, and this one comes underneath. So my elbow is a little bit lower on the hip, but I close it, I don't go that close. And now I go with my chest here. If you try something. And here I just put my chest, try to escape, I just wait here. I close my elbow. So I'm like, closing my elbow inside my knee. And I try to put my knee underneath his leg. If I would put them on top of each other like this, here look, there's a lot of space. Easy. If I just do this, look, do the same thing. It's harder. So I keep it here, not on top, but in the same line, on the spine. So if I make it into the whole exercise, I go here, boom, I go 1, 2, boom, here. That's how I like to pressure him. What he's gonna do of course, is gonna push my face, because I'm, yeah, like this. This is what I want. I push against the arm, so he pushes more. He pushes, push. I do this. And if we're here, and you know the sequence, to mount, and I switch to arm triangle. This is what I like to do. Why the arm triangle? If it fails, it doesn't work, I can always come back to mount, do something else. Like, my game is to stay on top. I try submissions, which allow me, if they fail, to stay on top. If I would go for an armbar like this, and it fails, he gets on top. So, try to make the sequence, maybe, because I see everyone moves good. So we go here, boom, I get out. 2, he pushes, and I push in. I don't push immediately with this. Because if you push it soft, not hard, soft, yeah, it doesn't work. It only works when he pushes really hard. So I do, like, if he pushes, I push back. So he pushes with all the strength. Like more, boom. Now I go here. My knee comes up. And what I like to do is I have my hips like this. Because here it's really hard to put the half guard on me. My toes are flat. If I would do this, try to get my half guard like this, other leg. Look, easy. So easy. If my toes are on the mat. Try it on the same leg, now again. You see? So I go over and I do this. And I scoop with my toes underneath his butt. So the whole exercise is my roadmap. I pass, top control, mount, submit. I like takedown, so 2 for the takedown, 3 for the pass, that's 5, 4 for the mount, 9-0, game over. You stay in the mount, you have to add an arm, you chill. The game is over. If you step over, so I'm here, and I do 1, 2 at the disc. You feel different? I really want to. So I'm here, he's pushing, I'm like this. Here. Now he frames. My ear. Open like this. Here at base with my elbow, it wants to bump me over, try bump me. Right here, he bumps me and I'm gonna fall. So, I want to keep the elbow open. Pull, chest up on your toes. Yeah, better. No, don't put the shoulder, the chest down and the head up and the toes in the mat. Don't want to go forward, go down. Yeah, that's it. I can see it in his face. Good. He pushes, you slide, boom, hand to hand, connect the hands, yeah, and this elbow goes open, and now you come over with the knee. Yes. And now you're good. Yes, this also. Instead of going back to the mount, if you really want to finish. So, I'm too late, and he turns away. So maybe other people can watch over there. So I'm here, and he turns away, and I can't get the head ever like this, like here. He turns away, okay. Immediately, I'll go for the gift wrap. This is more stable than this one. It's true. So here, I like to put my knee on his hip. Like this is okay, but this is better. I pull it like in here. If he wants to go, I pull it. And I can go one, I get this. Now, I like to put my foot on the floor and slide in. So I'm here and I do this. Slide in. Here, I'm gonna roll to my other hip, not backwards. The difference is, everyone knows if I have the seat belt, I keep everything tight, right? I do this. I like to get this foot on the far hip as well, like here. But let's go back. If I do the same thing with the gift wrap, he can turn into me. Like this, yeah. And you do some stupid armbar, never works. So, what I like to do is, instead of squeezing, I'm stretching everything out with the gift wrap. Only with the gift wrap, not with the regular one. So I'm here, I immediately go for the gift wrap. I'll go 1, 2, Look, I'm trying to squeeze his head and his shoulder together. Like this. Now try to turn into this. Really hard. Here I change again to squeeze. Other side, like this. Look, if I'm here, the moment I go back in, I'm already switching for the choke. You know the John Danner system where you go these grips, yeah, straight jacket. These grips on the same side, these grips on the different side. So I'm here, I do this. One, and immediately go two. So let's say I'm here, I go here, I do this. I stretch it in the air and I go immediately here. If this hand bothers me, I can get it. I can just tap it with my button. So I do the whole sequence, how it sees, and a fluid movement. So I'm here, I'm passing, but he turns away. Boom. I already have the gift wrap. Here, I go one, stretch, go. So it's like pull, push, pull. Floor, yeah. If he pushes you down again, you go back to the, yeah, butt lock. Exactly. Yeah.
But when you prefer outside facing, you stay away with the leg.
As far as I can. As far as I can. From Kimura and they push me, like they push away, I go over the head like this. Really hard to block. Sorry. It's the same when I have the Kimura and they trap or something. Sometimes when I'm like here and I open it, like I go up, I go. Sorry. It's really hard on the face, sorry. 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 The nose again?
People are passing with the hand down.
Yeah.
Because of the public. Here or here. But you're here, not
I can talk as well. Okay. Okay, let's first make it more into a complete game. I'm going to combine the back take with the arm triangle. So you can go back and forth, or you can stay on top, or you go for the back. Then, because I have some questions about the passing itself, then I can go into the passing a little bit from the outside. What if this happens? What if this happens? What if this happens? Okay, so let's go back to the arm triangle. How I like to finish it. Of course, some guys, you cannot finish everyone, right? Then I can go to the gift wrap from there actually. So I'm here, I go up, I get the cross face, I get the control, he pushes me off, or he tries to. I try to choke him, right? A crank, a competition, finals in the world, nobody's going to tap to that. If you choke and he doesn't tap, sleep time, right? So what is a choke? It's those two arteries blocked away. If this one is pushing like here, I have to push something on the other side. Here I have his shoulder, on the other side I have my shoulder. So some people are like turning, or like this. But by turning, you create space. And you want to compress with the choke, right? Not turn and make space. So what I want to do is, if this one is blocked, and he's flat on the mat, I just need my shoulder to push. Everyone knows the Von Vloed choke, right? Or maybe when he has a guillotine on me, and I pass the guard, I got a really good crossface, I just go and put weight on my shoulder like this. If I have it good, he might tap out. Yeah. It's a real choke because with the guillotine, he actually blocks this other artery, and I block with the shoulder. Same principle I'm going to apply to the head and arm choke, the arm triangle. So if I'm here, first I adjust this shoulder. I use my ear to scoop it down if it's like high. If it's like here, I do this. I don't get like, maybe I get like wrist to wrist or something, but not this one, like here. Right? It's a slower choke. It's like a triangle. It's not, oh, you tap. Like with the rear naked or the collar choke or the guillotine. It has to like take a few seconds. So it's like the crossface. You put the shoulder down to your hand. So if I'm here, wait. Let's say he answers the phone like this. I grab the shoulder, I grab the wrist out of this. So I pull like aha. Then I can search for the gift trap. So I keep the same sequence of attack the whole time. Put pressure on him, don't ever let him rest. That's what I try to make my game like. Try to make such a game plan that I only leave him like 2 or 3 options, and at the end of every option, there's another 3 options. And I make sure, let's say after 3 times 3 options, I go back to the first. So I don't have so many like stuff I do in competition, just keep coming back to them, right? Which is easier than you have to drill like, I don't know, 15 techniques in general, just make it fucking good and make sure they like connect. Everyone can do techniques, but transitions, I think transitions is the most important thing you can train. And of course, everyone is doing like eco, but I still strongly believe you have to drill them first, so you know what to do, you get the mistakes out, you make it like an automatic habit. And if you put that in the eco game, positional sparring, then you're really gonna grow from that. So, the arm triangle, so on the other side, I'm here, boom, I get this up here. I get the pressure in, up, I connect, I go here, and here I like connect, and I try to scoop, and I go down with my head, like here, and I just wait. You see, sometimes I cannot put enough pressure, like here, just go my toes a little bit down, and I wait. If you do the correct zone escape, where they like turn in, pop my phone, when they turn around, like this, yeah, same, I go here, look. The same sequence over and over. And with this, let's say the back doesn't work, I get back on top. So I have this one, doesn't work, I go for here, and they turn back. Oh. So I have the gift trap, now I'm on top. If I don't want to make friends, I get the wrist lock from here. I got it one time in competition, this one, so I put the wrist on the floor and just whack. So you can do that. But same here, like, here you like, just gonna bump me off, try, boop, back. So always the same thing, either I want to stay top, or I'm gonna take the back. And like the gift trap, this is the connection. And you can do from here, let's say, here I can even switch again. With this one. Doesn't work. Another one I like to do is if I'm here, I go block the other arm, Kimura. I like Kimuras as well, so same thing. The gift trap is the key to the transition. So if you have the gift trap, once you mount back somewhere, this is how you get back on top. Go to the back on top, try the choke, he escapes, back on top, try the Kimura, stay on top, stuff like that. So if you fly it, you can have your opponent choose between 1 or 2 or 3, but you already know which 3 it's going to be. So you're just waiting for him to pick a door. But these doors, these transitions, you got to train. So you can immediately react when he chooses to do something, either A or B or C. Okay? So let's try the same thing when we did the first time. You pass, stay on top, go to mount, try the arm triangle, make sure he taps, get that good, and only then you go for the back. We want to finish him, of course, right? It's jiu-jitsu for the submission. So you try to get that right. If that works, you let go and you go for the back. Okay, let's get the sequence in. 1, 2. I do this, I go back, I do this 100 bazillion times, even if it looks stupid, doesn't matter, I stay on top. You win the fight. Why? Because you're going to lose the submission, I don't know what, if you let yourself be swept. This concept I've been working on is designed to stay on top and win the fight. If it looks boring, I don't care. I just want to go home with a gold medal, right? So if you are on the mount, any bumps, I just do this. Boom, I get the arm in. I want to go to the side, it doesn't work. Some guys, like I have one really good guy in my academy, impossible. No one can do the arm triangle, I don't know why. You do something else, it works immediately. But it doesn't tap with the arm triangle. I just don't do the arm triangle, stay on top. Or I try the Americana, that works on him. Or I try the gift trap from the same position and I go for the back. The regular strangle from the back works on him just fine. You can make anyone tap with everything you want, right? nearly impossible. But it's possible to stay on top of everyone if you have a little bit of an A, B, and a C plan. So I always try to stay on top, get to mount, get to the arm triangle. He bumps, I post. He gets me in half guard, I do the tripod escape, back to mount, back to the arm triangle, back to the gift wrap. He tries to sweep. I had a question. So here, if he tries to sweep, this one. Look at how you get this foot is already inside. There's no arm to block here. So now I know if he bumps. Maybe he turns into me. I can switch to others. But stay on top. If this doesn't work, I go back. If I want to stay top, you stay top. Whatever it takes. If it costs you a submission, don't care. It will come later. Most of the times, if you get a mount, no. When you're in mount, you always get 4 points. Because you get points for the position. You might get a pass for the movement, 3 points. But if you're in mount, you always have 4 points. Most of the time, that means you're up front on points. Don't risk anything. So people, like a lot of people compete here, right? So don't be stupid. Have patience. The submission will come, and if it doesn't, who cares? Who cares? Of course, I like to submit as well, but it doesn't work anytime, right? Same works in the gi. I do the same thing in the gi. The only difference is you got an extra weapon, which I really like. Is here. The moment I grab my sleeve and I get the Ezekiel choke here. My favorite one. Actually, like sometimes I fake the arm triangle just to get his elbow out to get the Ezekiel choke. So it's the same principle. I'll do the same type of pass, the same type of entry to the mount. I might differ my grips, but you can find no-gi grips in the gi, right? This I do exactly the same in the gi. The same no-gi grips, same. Only maybe the side control, I like to open the lapel, I get it under the arm. So if I have my head, I have this arm completely free. That's the only thing maybe that I differ in the gi. So this is my game. If I can pass, or he turns away, and stay in between those guidelines. But a little bit closer, sometimes I can't get in. Then I go north side. It's north south. So if I, like sometimes it's really like in a ball like here, then I go like this. There's two options. Either I push with the forearm on the hip, or I go with my head on the hip, depending how open he is, right? He's still framing on me most of the times. Yeah, he's probably gonna switch to my shoulders or something, or like here, I don't know, yeah. If I'm gonna be square, he's just gonna post me. If I like make myself short, like more into sharper edge, I'm gonna cut in, so I'm gonna be like this, shaking myself in, which is really hard to hold for the wrist. So let's try again. So I'm here, I'm like this, and here I'm like, put my head on the far hip on the other side, not this one. Here. And most of the times, he's pushing away. I go on my toes like this. I can stand here forever, but he's gonna get so tired here. Look, the arms already shaking, I'm just here. I do shake, 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 boom. I go back around, boom, I have this. So, if I can make it, I walk around, around, around. I dive with my head, boom, on the hip. And I wiggle myself chest to chest. That's one problem. Two problem, sometimes the legs are so long. So I'm here, I'm looking down, right? So I see his leg is already long for me. So I'm not gonna wait. Like, if I wait too long here, open the leg, open the leg. If I wait too long here, he's gonna grab, yeah, and start enter this and that, and I have an option for this as well. But here, if it's too long, I see it coming. I just do the X pass. Boom. Most of the times then I'm gonna end the knee on belly, which is not bad. Here he wants to roll away, gift wrap again, same thing. So I'm here, his leg is long, boom. Look, I'm already like doing the same thing. I try to scoop, get back here. I'm too high up, he rolls further away from me, I go for the gift wrap. Always the same options over and over. Problem one, he frames so good, you have to walk to north-south, no problem. Not too high, still like 45 degrees. Someone puts a degree meter next to it and see if it's 45, then you're good. So you put the hand on the hip and you wiggle. Don't try to like headbutt your way in. It's not possible if it's like here. If you wiggle, it's like, oh, my wrists are gonna bend. Try to bench press 100 kilos with this, it's really hard. Instead of just holding it. So you turn north-south, you wiggle in. Second, the leg is too long, just do the X pass. End up in your belly, cross face, or the gift wrap. 3, which I like, if they grab my leg. If they grab my leg, there's no frame in front of the head, I just dive for a long step. The moment he goes with the head, boom, I'm already here. The moment I feel him on my leg, he's not touching my leg, boom. And now how I do the long step is I jump forward more, so I have shoulder, shoulder, hip, hip on the same line. Why? If I now put my head on the shoulder, he wants to come up. I have the right line to block him from coming up. Some people, was a little bit famous nowadays, the hip switch. But if you do it like here, you're like boom, here you can just sweep me. He comes up, do it with the underhook, and I lose the position. So I do more of a jumping forward action. So the moment he comes in, he grabs my leg, I dive, and I jump forward like this, look. And I put my foot flat so I can push immediately, boom. We go to him. Another detail maybe for the long step is I pull my knee up first before I throw it out. Why? Sometimes they try to lock my legs. Try to lock them. Lock your legs. Yeah. I do this. That doesn't work. Look, if I pull my knee up first, hold strong. So I go pull up and around. So those are the 3 scenarios I use. If the shovel pass is not working, I combine it with a long step. So first, the key blocking, you walk to north-south. If that works, you're going to find out pretty fast. Otherwise, you're just stuck here. If you can walk, good, keep walking. Dig down on the far hip with the head. Wiggle, north-south, 3 points. You see the leg is too long, just step over, boom. Maybe the most easiest to do from the 3. The last one is when they grab the heel. I just immediately dive with the head and do the long step. I don't wait any second. I feel like this, boom, already shooting for the cross face. Okay, let's try. 1, 2. Open. Yeah.
Nice. You see, you see BJJ and Protected, they go into half guard by himself.
I like going into half guard. This is my last option.
Yeah.
If I'm like here, I just do this.
Yeah, this. I find, I will this last week.
You know why? Here, it's so easy to get this. They push. If the loose passing, which I like to do, fails, or I get tired, I sometimes get tired, I just go chest to chest. And then I can apply the same thing I was explaining. Drag, boom, hand an arm, tripod, and if you have really good tripod with an open elbow for stabiliteit, niet zo tegenhoudend.
Okay.
I'm touching nothing you touched today.
Herr Lehrer?
Except nothing.
21 Uhr, Seminar ist fertig. Wir sind sehr zufrieden, wir sind sehr stolz, harte Runde gewesen. Wir haben nichts anderes erwartet. Thank you once again, man. And now, stabil, abgeschlossen.